I'm back. So it's June. It is the voice somewhat there. Had to set up the whole. That's why I didn't do it this morning. It's time for the Daily Truth, the truth in 5 minutes or less. Early evening edition. Hopefully, I'll be back at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Doing it on regular time. We'll see. First off, like this video, share this video, do all things with this video. It's going to be 5 minutes or less. Getting a little political real quick today. I think it's going to get important to talk politics and talk truth as we lead up to the election. I don't know it all. I don't know the whole truth of the Democrat Party and the Republican Party. What's in Trump's head? What's in Kamala's head? What's in your local representative? I don't know. But I want to point out some things going on in this country. So like this video, share this video, do all the things with this video. Also, please know I am back doing the Wednesday workshop. I had the jitis of larynx last week. I had a little laryngitis, still fighting it a little bit, especially since I have to yell my ass off every Saturday for work with Fox Big Noon Kickoff. Love it, but it destroys my throat. I clearly don't sound normal right now, but last week this time there was no words coming out of my mouth. So let's get into this topic real quick before I do. Again, the Wednesday speaking workshop is back. We do have the Tuesday night on Truth Will Set You Free tomorrow night. We will be doing the election, not the election, the debate coverage. So if you want to join my speaking class, our first class is over. The actual paid one is over. Now we're just doing free ones again, and then maybe we'll start up the paid course shortly, but I would love for you to join. There's a lot of people that have actually realized it's not just about getting better at speaking. It's a lot of internal things that you have to get over and want to get over. Hi, Kitty. One of the things you have to get over to be a better speaker. All right, let's get right into it. Go to doubledownspeaking.com, doubledownspeaking.com. Yes, Tony, this is live. It's late evening or late afternoon, evening. But yeah, love to see you guys on the workshop. So let's do this. 3 minutes. I got 3 minutes left. I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I went on a little bit of a rant last evening, but it was long. This is going to be concise. There's a viral post going around that until it looks like this hurricane Helene did not happen, we cannot be sending any money to foreign countries. Now, I know that's not feasible. That's not the way that works. We've got deals with countries where we fund them for XYZ, all these different things. However, the egregious amount of spending, the absolutely ridiculous and obscene and absurd amount of spending we have been giving to foreign nations, all the way from the Ukraine to even, yes, as somebody that is pro-Israel, to Israel as well. I think it is ridiculous at this point when we are seeing and watching in real time what is happening to citizens of the southeast corner of this country. All the way up the East Coast, to be honest, there was damage a lot further than that. And this hurricane that somehow strengthened when it hit land. We're not going to talk about the weirdness of weather manipulation or any question that is. But what I am going to talk about is the fact that we saw what happened to Maui. We see what's happening now in the Southeast. And now we're starting to get word from people that are actual American citizens that live here, that pay taxes. And if you bring up the fact that, well, it sounds like you want the government to step in on a federal level, that sounds socialist. Well, I've got news for you, news for some of the Republicans and right wingers that follow all my pages, that yes, our country, although a democracy and capitalistic country, company, that's fitting, we also have parts of socialism that feed into who we are. The police department, first responders, typically any emergency services, that is an element of socialism. However, we also pay taxes for that. So if we are going to have these socialistic aspects to our country, then when we are paying these taxes, we should have them at our disposal to help them. When we are spending the money, where Zelensky in Ukraine, for example, has a multi-$100,000 sports car and is living in mansions and is being able to kind of travel around the world to pitch his wares in order to be funded by all of these world and global leaders. And it's pretty much on our dime. Yet we have got families that are middle class in the middle of North Carolina right now that have no idea how they're going to pay for all the repairs on their homes because insurance isn't covering it. And people are giving their examples, and people have been sounding the horn on this for years and talking about how difficult it is to actually get funding, to actually get the government to step up and pay what insurance is not. And yeah, we live in a country of capitalism, so you should have insurance. Fun fact, the insurance, the fine print, if you have things that aren't in your house, say you've got an outside patio with furniture out there, like an outside patio has, or a grill, or televisions, or I don't know, just tens of thousands of dollars of island, whatever you put into it. if it's outside, or say you've got health devices you have to put outside, cold plunges, all these different things, whatever you've invested and spent money in, and you pay for the insurance an egregious amount, it doesn't cover it all. Also, there's food, there's different things that go outside that can't be replaced. And honestly, some of the inside stuff they're finding a way. If it's a countertop, they don't. I'm seeing all these weird things and loopholes. And this is where you ask where FEMA will step in. And if you look at what Joe Biden just got interviewed by the media and said, we've set aside a big portion. We don't have any more aid. That was the only thing he's done. He has not actually been he's not been really speaking out about this is one of the most destructive storms in the history of the United States of America. There's 100 people dead, 600 people missing. And the flooding is what's caused the catastrophe, not the just quick hit and hard hit anything and destruction that happens from that. It's the long-term effects of the flooding. And might I add, many of these people, what's going to happen is somebody that knows a little bit about mold toxicity from my mother and just the research I've done and the interviews I've did with Shemaine Nugent, Ted Nugent's wife, and understanding there's a lot of these things are just going to be slapped together, and it's going to call long. And because they can't afford the remediation, because the insurance isn't really covering it, and FEMA doesn't give two shits about any of this stuff, unfortunately, these people are going to be living a life in mold-infested homes, and these homes are then going to be sold to other people, and it's going to be mold damage after mold damage, and there's going to be a devaluation, and all of a sudden, we've got American citizens, whether they're low class, middle to upper class, and even some of the upper class that are completely struggling because unfortunately, our country looks after other governments and other citizens of other countries more than it looks after our own citizens with the issues at the border, the way Haitian migrants, for example, are moving into places, sanctuary cities like Ohio, can't even call them illegal because our government, our current administration has given them a free pass to actually say that they're part of a middle ground kind of citizen. I'm drawing a blank on the exact name that they've given them, but they're not illegal. So they're actually able, technically they're saying they're not able to vote, but what they are able to do is they're able to actually get resources from the federal government, financial aid, and all these different things that right now, I'm not going to lie, if you were me and if I were you, I would hope that we would think that the people that have paid taxes their whole entire life, an egregious amount, a ridiculous amount, a percentage of their income, so that the government at one point, when they actually call upon them to help them, will be there for them. And unfortunately, they're not right now. So you have to actually start looking at the importance going into the next election of who is going to start placing America first. Can I guarantee you that Trump is going to actually do that and make sure that it's perfect? No, it's not going to happen. But there is one candidate that is out there better than the other. And I think I'm being very clear on who is going to force the hand and make sure that illegal immigrants or those that are migrants that are coming across this country are going to take a back seat to that of the American citizen. And if you're not affected by this storm, I can understand why you would go, well, I'd so rather help the XYZ people of that country. I could see why you would say that because it doesn't affect you. At one point, though, I got a gut feeling something will affect you, and you're going to want your country, your federal tax dollars, your state tax dollars to go to where it matters the most, which is the American citizen that has paid for this. It goes to the military folks that have fought and died or survived and lived and have PTSD to serve this country, that we are giving funding more to citizens that are not of this country, and then governments not of the United States of America. So if there's a good time to look at why America First is something incredibly important, seeing what's happening in North Carolina, Asheville, Chimney Rock, the coasts of Florida, Tampa, all that area, Augusta, Georgia, look no further than there to see why America First is not some bad, terrible, racist, white supremacist term. It's something that's incredibly important because whether you're white, black, Asian, brown, purple, yellow, it doesn't matter what color you are. If you're an American and you pay tax dollars, that is the whole purpose of living in America. We're the greatest country in the world. I still believe that we're the greatest country in the world. But at the same time, we need to start helping the people that make this country great instead of looking elsewhere and pandering to other countries for some really odd, weird, woke agenda. Anyways, long stream of consciousness there. We're under 10 minutes. Please, again, if you'd like to join me on my Wednesday night speaking class, I will be there this week, 6 p.m. Central Time. Go to doubledownspeaking.com to register for free. It's a really fun class. You're going to have your cameras on. I call it Toastmasters on steroids. So we're going to be there. It's good to be back. Sorry I was gone for a week. Again, just still trying to fight and get the voice back. You can hear that it's not 100%, but these are important topics. Again, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. for the usual time, but this was the Daily Truth in 10 minutes or less. I lied, much like politicians lie. I lied about the time. I said 5 minutes or less. Here's what we got. Look after each other. America First is not a xenophobic term. It is something factual, and we are seeing in real time why that's important. God bless. Don't surrender your pets. Don't be a garbage human being. Also, pray for the families, pray for the people, pray for the loved ones, pray for the pets that were affected by that absolutely massive, enormous storm. And let's pray that the storm forming in the Gulf or in the down there right now does not end up going the same path, because that would be utter and complete destruction for those right now that are stranded waiting for food to be delivered to their house or medicine. God bless.